Well, hello everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. So, time for the bull crap, right? You know I got to stay on it. You know I got to stay on it, man. Till it change, I'm gonna stay on it. But what was it, a few days ago, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know about it. Um, and I'm going to use this term. So you know where this term comes from. But I'm going to use this term. I'm going to use the term. So it's copywritten, okay? I didn't steal this term. I'm going to use it because it describes these people. The EBT crowd. Maybe I should make up my own term, the welfare crowd. Because this is who this is consisted of. And I'm not putting people down that's on welfare. Please don't misunderstand me. I was on welfare several times, so I know what it is. But you ain't got to be a fool. You ain't got to be a nutbag to be on welfare. But these people obviously are. They have a mentality. They smell bad. They smell like weed all the time. Their lips are dark black. They walk around with pajamas and bonnets and house shoes on. And they smell like boo-boo and pee and everything else, okay? So they're the welfare crowd, okay? Anyway, unfortunately, they just haven't learned their lesson. So another Carnival Cruise fight broke out. And I know you guys have seen the video. I mean, these people were just acting like a complete... I'm watching this video and I'm like, first of all, I asked myself the question, what caused it? What sparked this type of fight to break out? It looked like, it's hard to describe. I mean, it looked like everybody was fighting. And they all had the same color complexion. The melanin people, those with the melanin. We're supposed to be the special people, right? We're supposed to be descendants of the ancient Egyptians who were the gods, the supreme race, right? Well, if that's true, we sure aren't acting like it. Or I'd rather say these group of melanated people are certainly not acting like the gods that they claim they're descended from. They act like complete clowns. And I've done videos on this before, but I'm going to keep doing videos on it until there's a change. And I couldn't help but wonder what sparked. That's the first thing I asked myself a question when I watched this video. Is what sparked this kind of outrage? What sparked this fight? Because I saw little kids fighting. Of course, I saw people there with bonnets on and house shoes and pajamas. And I'm like, I asked myself, what would possess a person to go to a cruise with pajamas on and a bonnet? You stinky, Lord Jesus. Probably smelling like boo-boo and poo-poo and everything else, and you got pajamas on? But I don't understand these people. What are they listening to? What are they eating that makes their brains so dead? They still don't get it. They still are not seeing it. And I asked myself a question, going back to that, what actually sparked this? The video didn't say, and the news clip that I watched did not go into any details as to what exactly was the person that provoked this or the event that provoked this. I don't know if these people that were fighting had a vendetta with each other prior to coming on the cruise or whatever. But they weren't even on the boat. I don't think they were on the boat. They were waiting to get on the boat. They was in some kind of line or something. And it was just ridiculous. You had little kids there fighting, and it was just horrible. And the only people that was actually trying to bring order in all of that chaos was white police officers. Oh, but white people are systemically racist and they're white supremacists. Okay, well, at this point right now, all the so-called white supremacists are looking, and they're looking at these black people, and they're saying our thoughts about black people was correct all the time. Here's my word to these the welfare crowd, the EBT crowd, but the welfare crowd from my perspective. Here's my word to you. If you believe that white people are the ones causing your problems, if you believe that all white people are systemically racist and it's in their DNA to be racist against you and to hate on you and all the rest, if you believe that, okay, if you believe that, don't you think, although that's something that they're not going to do, they don't think, obviously, they just feel, but just for the sake of saying, don't you think that you would act in a way that would contradict their perceptions of you. If you don't want to give these so-called white supremacists any power, don't you think, okay, EBT crowd, welfare crowd, don't you think that maybe perhaps, I'm just saying, maybe perhaps you might want to at least kind of change your behavior? Don't you think that would be the key to once and for all to destroy the white supremacists and the systemically racist system that you keep yipping and yapping about like a big dummy? Don't you think it might be beneficial to you to change your behavior? But it's too right to do that. You wouldn't do that. It's too much like right. They wouldn't do that. They don't have the sense to do that. They don't have the brain to do that. Their brain is filled with this stinky rap music. Their brain is filled with this weed, which is probably laced with rat poison and eating up their brain cells, what little brain cells they have, because there is no way on God's green earth you can keep acting like this and keep getting put down and keep getting thrown in jail and not sit and think, man, maybe the problem is not other people. Maybe the problem is me. But they're not seeing that. And I said this and I'll say it again. What's going to happen, and in my opinion, I hope it happens. I really do. I hope it happens because this got to stop. These people are going to be banned from places. I think accordingly, they were banned. These families were banned from the carnival cruise. I think they were banned. I hope so, permanently. Never let these Negroes back. Period. Never let them back. But because they are a stain on regular black people. They're a stain on us, man. This is not, and I hate to make it like this, but it's not a black or white thing. It's an attitude thing. It's your attitude. It's the way you live your life. You stink, bro. You're rotten. You're dirty down to the core. Okay? That's what the issue is. You could be white, you could be black, you could be Hispanic, you could be Indian. It don't matter. If you have this kind of attitude, then that's what you're going to be treated that way. No one is going to love you and accept you in spite of your actions if you white and acting like this. No one is going to love you and accept you in spite of your actions if you acting this way as a Chinese person. No way at all. It's an attitude. But unfortunately, this kind of attitude, this kind of ignorance and violence and lack of self-control has a negative effect on regular black people. It does. It does have a negative effect. I mean, you think about it. The way they act is the way a lot of people perceive black people in general. And it could lead to regular civilized black people trying to get certain kinds of jobs to elevate their lives, trying to get in certain neighborhoods to elevate their lives because they want to live a better life, be in a better environment, and be turned down because the people's perceptions of black people in general, because of these group of welfare recipients, I'm not sorry, is acting the way they're acting, and that image is rubbing off and causing these people to think the same way about other black people. Perceptions is everything, and people shouldn't think that way, but they do. If that's all they see, that's what they're going to think. If that's all they hear, that's what they're going to think. They're going to think all black people are like that. And to be quite frank with you, can you blame them? Let's be realistic now. Let's stop playing games, being silly. Can you really blame them? No, we can't we? We can't blame these people. We can't. We got to be honest with ourselves. And that's the problem that I have. If I want to try to get a better job or live in a better neighborhood, I can't because of the perceptions that others have of me because of the actions of a small group of knuckleheads. And let me say this before I close. Once again, let me reiterate this. I'm not saying all people on welfare or the EBT crowd act this way. They don't. I didn't act this way. My parents didn't act this way. My mom was on welfare, I know. And my mom was a clean and a neat freak. Okay, wasn't perfect, but she didn't act like this. It wasn't thuggish. We wasn't getting into fights and all this other kind of nonsense. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, people within that community tend to have that attitude. I don't know if somebody poisoned them to think that way or what. But it's almost as if they say, okay, well, I'm poor, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, which is usually not the case, because you got a lot of people that's on welfare that got smartphones and flat screen TVs and and got cars, believe it or not. Lying pieces of crap. But anyway, I digress. What is it that they're digesting or ingesting that makes them think this way, that makes them act this way? But all of them are not like this. Like I said, all people that are on welfare are not like this. So that means that there's something else that's causing these people to act this way. Because all people that are on welfare, white, black, Hispanic, whatever, don't act this way. It's what they're ingesting. It's what they're feeding their mind. Stupid in, stupid out. Ignorant in, ignorant out. Stinky in, stinky out. Dumb in, dumber out. You can't ingest dumb material and be smart. You can't read liberal, far leftist nonsense that victimizes a person's mind and come out a victor. You can't. You can't digest and intake rap music that every other word is a cuss word, rap videos with women twerking and all kinds of nasty stuff, cussing, no redemptive value in the lyrics at all. They're nasty, violent lyrics. How can you ingest that kind of stuff in your mind that gets into your subconscious and be a bright, brilliant, articulate, moral person? It ain't gonna happen. It's not going to happen. So I personally believe this is what they're ingesting. And I think they should ban rap music. I hate this modern rap music. I hate it. And quite frankly, to be quite honest with you, even though I grew up with a more tamer form of rap, what did rap actually do? What did hip hop culture actually do for the black community that's beneficial? Really, to be honest with you, let's be real right here, because I should do a separate video on that alone. What have the hip hop music and the rap music and hip hop culture actually did that was beneficial to black people? Except make a few black people rich. But rich being an idiot, rich spitting out stupid stuff. You rich making lyrics that are destructive. That's what you're rich off of. So how is that benefiting the overall black community? In my opinion, it's not at all. Unless you just don't have any kind of morals or values and you just animalistic, then of course it would benefit you, because you're an animal. You just run by instinct. You don't have a mind. It's gone. It's dead. It's fried. It's fried. It's gone. Your brain, this is your brain on rap music. Psst. Any questions? Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that this kind of action, if people don't talk about it enough, it's not going to stop. These group of people are not going to get it until they're completely banned from everything and every place. And maybe that's what should happen. Maybe that's what should happen. But that's what I had to say about it. What do you guys think? Comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.